Hi, my name's Rachel Gooding and I'm from the Wills and Probate team at Slater-Gordon Lawyers. And I'm going to talk a little bit about trusts for vulnerable adults and how you can include these in your wills. The main benefit of including this type of trust in your will is that you can leave money to be looked after by trustees for the benefit of a vulnerable person, but it doesn't count as the vulnerable person's money for care fee assessment purposes or for means tested benefits purposes. It also means that somebody else is looking after the trust fund for the benefit of the vulnerable person, meaning that it's less likely they'll be taken advantage of and that the trust fund will be used in a way that you wouldn't want. There are really positive tax advantages to this type of trust compared to the normal discretionary trust. If you place a vulnerable person's trust as an overlay over a discretionary trust, the tax advantages are considerable, namely that the tax is assessed at the vulnerable person's own rate rather than at the special trust rates, which can be pretty high. There are restrictions on how this can be used, and a vulnerable person does have to qualify under the guidance set out by law. So, for example, they have to have a certain mental condition under the Mental Capacity Act, or be in receipt of certain benefits, which can also count as evidence. The trust fund can also only be used for their benefit, with the exception of very small payments of either 3% of the trust fund or £3,000 per year, which can be spent on other people. But if those are met, then the trust can continue and HMRC accept that the trust fund will be deemed their money for tax purposes. So this is a really useful option for people wanting to leave money to a vulnerable adult in their will, but wanting to make sure it's looked after.